CTV News with Sarah Freemark.
Family, it's a brotherhood, and these guys they're going to be ready to go for puck drop of game one.
Looking for their first league championship since 2000, the Barrie Colts play game one tonight in Kitchener. Good evening to you. The battle for Ontario Hockey League supremacy is about to begin. The Barrie Colts are in Kitchener tonight as they look for their first league title in more than 2 decades. Let's go to CTV's Mike Lang. He joins us live tonight from outside the Sadlin Arena. That's where the Colts left from earlier today. But I understand, Mike, that the team received some unwelcome news from the league.
Yes, Sarah, the team got fined by the league today for their press conference in Game 7 on Monday that followed the Eastern final, but their head coach was quick to accept responsibility as he and his players are now dialed in on the championship series.
I regret it immediately. It's a bad look on the organization.
Head coach Dylan Smoskowitz accepting the consequences of his Monday evening press conference after Game 7 of the East Final.
No one cares, work harder. No one cares, work harder.
The OHL fining the Barrie Colts $15,000 for conduct detrimental to the public perception of the league, saying in its statement that the comments were, quote, highly unprofessional and represented a disservice to the dedicated media members who provide coverage of the OHL.
As an organization and myself, we totally agree with it. It's a great learning experience for me. I'm going to be a better coach for it, a better person for it. It's going to carry me into more successful things into my future. And you can rest assured that I will not make the same mistake twice.
Coach Smoskowitz quickly turning the focus to his players in the final series. For top players and overagers like Kayshawn Aitchison and overtime hero Mason Zabeski, it's their chance to end their OHL careers as champions.
This is kind of all you can dream of in your last year, being in the finals, giving it one more shot. I think a lot of guys can say the same thing, but we're super pumped and fortunate to be here.
TSN hockey analyst and former Kitchener Ranger Frank Corrado talks about the opportunity that's in front of them.
This is your one shot, so it's a very memorable experience. These guys will be friends and brothers for life, essentially. And they get a chance to really cap it off with a nice moment if they could find a way to win.
Meanwhile, Sadlin Arena has seen a steady flow of fans buying every last ticket for the Barrie portion of the series.
Standing room for Sunday, and then I got some seats for Tuesday.
We got the last 2 for Sunday's game, and we got a good selection for the Tuesday's game.
The team confirming that tickets are nearly sold out for games 3 and 4.
I wasn't able to get the first 2. I'll try to get a ticket for the 3rd game if I can.
The Colts providing a $43 million economic impact each season, boosted further by their playoff run.
With the jobs we provide, the tourists that come to town, go to the restaurants, buy swag, come to the game, so it's pretty significant for the community.
Puck drop for tonight is just after 7, with Game 2 set for Friday evening in Kitchener before the series shifts to Barrie over the weekend. Reporting live outside Sadlin Arena in Barrie, I'm Mike Lang. Sarah, I'll send it right back to you.
An exciting night. Thanks for that, Mike. Now, Barrie Colts fans will surely be glued to their TV tonight, but one fan in particular might be a little louder than most. Yes, some say they can hear Christine Howard cheering from the street. Inside her house, Colts memorabilia of every kind, towels, jerseys, one-of-a-kind vintage tickets, and anniversary hats collected through the decades. Because for almost 30 years and more than 1,500 games, she has acquired everything Colt-related, including some lifelong friendships with many players.
I've talked to Andrew Mangiapane, him and his wife Claudia. They're planning on coming back for this round as well. They were at the last round. I don't even know, all kinds of them. And I talked to a lot of their parents too, because me being the older person right from the start, I have always been older than their parents, which makes me feel really old.
And yes, Christine, the Superfan, has tickets for her beloved Colts, both here in Barrie and in Kitchener. Shirley, we'll hear her tonight, likely from Kitchener. Remember, you can catch tonight's Game 1 and the entire OHL final on our brother station, TSN. The game will be played on TSN 3 tonight, starting at 7 p.m.
The road to the Memorial Cup is brought to you by the Boots and Hearts Barn Burner Charity Hockey Game.
Feeling the pinch at the pumps. Gas this morning in the Barrie area was sitting around $1.95 a litre, but will there be some short-term relief? CTV's Luke Samard looks into that.
Driving less for sure. It makes me not want to drive. Just how expensive everything is.
The wallet is feeling lighter these days after filling up at the pumps as gas continues to creep closer to $2 a litre.
We've been flirting with the $2 range, $2 litre range. That's sort of the psychological point at which people basically say, I'm not driving anymore, or they only use vehicles for what they need to do. Same for diesel.
Leaving motorists feeling less than optimistic as we head into the summer months.
What do they say? How does it go again? Prepare for the worst, hope for the best, I think they say.
Everything requires gas in the summer, right? Like boats, ATVs, trips, and kind of puts a damper on that. Makes you reconsider everything that you want to do, right? So,
with reserves slowly being used up, $2 a litre gas could soon become the norm.
$2 a litre is not far down the road. The fact that we got within 4 cents of it is really a symptom of what's likely to happen. And it won't be a question of how long this goes on, because really speaking, the damage is done. There is a 1.5 billion barrel deficit.
With the prices continuing to soar, secondhand stores are seeing an increase in visits.
Year over year, we're starting to see a little more traffic inside the store. Because we do offer, affordable prices for families just starting out.
And even businesses like Habitat for Humanity are watching gas prices closely.
The gas prices right now, our delivery prices have not increased yet. We have 2 trucks in our fleet, and actually at the moment right now, both trucks are on the road. So, like I said, with the trucks being out and the gas, it does affect our day-to-day operations.
And if you're on the lookout for cheaper gas, Matag says to try your best and hold off until Friday, as gas is expected to drop 5 cents on Thursday and another 8 cents on Friday in the Barrie area. Luke Simard, CTV News, Barrie.
Automaker Honda has reportedly suspended plans to build an electric vehicle plant in Alliston. The culprit, American tariffs and slow demand. CTV's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris has more.
The largest auto investment in Canada's history.
It was announced in 2024 to much fanfare. A $15 billion electric vehicle and battery complex for Honda in Alliston, adding 1,000 jobs. Now the automaker is reportedly pulling the plug over slumping U.S. demand for EVs. That's according to Japanese media reports. Honda Canada tells CTV News it has nothing to report at this time.
What conditions, if any, are attached to this deal with Honda, and what is this premier going to do to fight for those jobs?
Ontario's Minister of Economic Development stresses no money has flowed to Honda.
We continue to have faith that they tell us they're here to stay.
Vic Fideli says it is a trying time for the auto industry.
You've got Trump tariffs, you've got all of the other uncertainties, so we understand these pauses that companies are taking.
Similar language from the federal finance minister.
The word that they used was to put that on hold.
François-Philippe Champagne acknowledges the transition away from gas-powered cars hasn't been a smooth ride.
You've seen a number of these projects being delayed to deal with market situation. I think it's more reflection about where the electric vehicle market is today.
But with Brampton's Stellantis plant sitting idle, GM ending production of its all-electric delivery van in Ingersoll.
I'm not sure I feel the Premier has a plan.
The federal Conservative leader also unimpressed.
What we're seeing from Mark Carney is not a plan, but an illusion.
The Prime Minister didn't mention Honda, but says his government is working with automakers.
Helping them reposition, reinvest, supporting workers there. We'll continue to do what's necessary, including getting the right deal that's in Canada's interest.
You worried about Honda?
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Why don't we say good evening to Casey Colby? Is that a Barrie Colts hat?
That is a Barrie Colts toque.
Yes, I like that. And we should mention for our viewers, you remember Tony Grace? You worked with him for a long time.
Sure did, absolutely.
Yeah, we've got a fun little wager coming up a little later in the newscast.
Very good,
Vote
very
who's
good.
going to come out on top, which of course is Colts.
Absolutely, let's go. Absolutely, go Colts, go this evening. And this evening, it's, I got the toque on because it's kind of chilly. It's a northwest wind, gusting as high as 60 kilometers an hour. It's really gusting out here in the garden right now. Let's take a first look at the forecast, and here we go as we dive into the forecast. Brought to you by the GravelDrivewayGuy.com, your local gravel driveway expert. 7 degrees, and the winds out of the west-northwest, 31 kilometers an hour right now. This, everybody's in single digits. Right now, 6 degrees in Parry Sound. 9 is the hot spot in Owen Sound. Looks like 9 in Toronto as well. We're going to call it 9 in Orillia, the Sunshine City, and 7 in Newmarket, and 7 in Alliston. This is a look at the radar satellite images. Clearing skies. That's what we like. Clear and cool. That's exactly what it is. Really cool for some. In fact, coming up in just a few minutes' time, who's under a frost advisory this evening, Sarah? All that in just a few minutes' time. Back inside.
Thanks, Case. Thousands of police officers filled the Cobourg Community Centre today to pay their respects at the funeral for Sergeant Brandon Malcolm. He's being remembered for his positive energy and devotion to his job. CTV's Beth McDonnell reports.
Inside the Cobourg Community Centre mourning Sergeant Brandon Malcolm, people gathered in the hundreds for his police funeral. The room filled with fellow officers, dignitaries, friends, and family.
It just doesn't feel real. And yet, even in this unbearable pain, I know this. He died doing what he believed in. And that is the kind of man he was. Selfless, brave, and full of love.
A member of the OPP's Northumberland Detachment and the Golden Helmets Precision Motorcycling Team, the 33-year-old died last week riding his motorcycle on the 401, killed in a single vehicle crash. Speakers shared memories about his larger-than-life personality, positive energy, and devotion to his job.
It's no surprise that he was active with his local OPP association and that his office at home was lined with accolades for tremendous work he did.
Outside, ahead of the funeral, a procession made its way from the funeral home in Oshawa to the service in Cobourg. And in the rain, OPP, RCMP, and other officers marched as people from the community lined the street to pay their respects. Some have family members who are police officers. Others were simply compelled to attend.
I think it's beautiful because the minute they put their uniform on, they have dedicated their lives to us.
He was well trained, he's young, he's healthy. As far as I know, it was shocking.
It's the least we could do to come out and pay our respects and teach the kids how important the cops are in our community.
It's very tragic, and it happened so close to home, so we really feel it.
The service, while somber and emotional, also underscored the dangers of policing, a message highlighted by Ontario Premier Doug Ford.
Every day across our province, tens of thousands of men and women in uniform step out their front doors and serve their communities with pride to keep the people of Ontario out of harm's way. Sergeant Brandon Malcolm did exactly that. I promise you, his legacy will never, ever be forgotten.
The impact of Malcolm's loss is being felt far beyond this community. Police officers traveled from across Ontario and as far as Manitoba and Quebec to honor his life and service. Beth McDonnell, CTV News.
4 people have been arrested after Barrie police executed search warrants as part of a 2-month drug investigation. The tactical team executed warrants right across the city and arrested 1 person at a home on Essa Road. Police say they also made arrests at Burger Priest, Zares on Bryan Drive, and the South End Walmart. Several charges are pending, and police say they are not looking, however, for any more suspects. A stabbing in downtown Barrie sent 1 man to hospital early Tuesday morning. Barrie police say they received the call for a stabbing around 1:45 a.m. on Dunlop Street between Maple and Mary Street. A 34-year-old man was hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say it was an isolated incident. The investigation is ongoing, and anyone with information is asked to contact Barrie Police. The trial of an Alliston teen charged with first-degree murder following the death of a baby in 2024 is underway in a Bradford courtroom. A warning, details in this story are disturbing and graphic in nature. CTV's Mike Arcelides reports.
This is the teenage girl from Alliston accused of murdering her newborn daughter. On trial now more than a year after being charged by police with first-degree murder. She is 17 and cannot be named under the Youth Criminal Justice Act, accused of killing her child after giving birth in November of 2024. The newborn was found in the toilet of her Alliston home with several stab wounds. In his opening address to the court, Crown Attorney Indy Candola said the teen was pregnant and hid that she had given birth at her family home, where it's alleged she killed the baby. The Crown said the teen's grandmother found the baby in the toilet, initially thinking it was a doll. The court heard police later found a knife with DNA from the baby. The Crown said the court will hear from 3 doctors along with evidence and analysis from police investigators, including Google searches and ChatGPT prompts on the accused's cell phone from around the time the baby was born, including one prompt about how to dispose of a body. The court heard from the teen's father, who said his daughter felt sick the night prior to the baby being found dead, telling her father she had stomach pains, but giving birth to the child on her own in the bathroom. Her father testified learning the teen hid the pregnancy from her parents because the father may have been someone other than her current boyfriend. Her father confirmed in court he told police his daughter just didn't want to have the baby. The teen is represented by Toronto lawyer Melina Makia. Scheduled for 2 weeks, the trial continues tomorrow. Mike Arsleedy, CTV News, Bradford.
One person suffered life-threatening injuries after a 2-vehicle crash involving a transport truck in Caledon this morning. It happened around 7:45 a.m. on Highway 9 between Highway 50 and Humber Station Road. Police say a passenger vehicle and transport truck collided, sending one person to hospital. The road was closed for the investigation. At last check, it remains closed this hour. There's no word on any charges. Fire crews were called to a fast-moving wildfire in Muskoka. That was earlier this week. The Muskoka Lakes Fire Department says it was dispatched to Bala Park Island just before 5 p.m. on Monday. Officials say high winds were pushing the flames from the rail tracks towards 4 buildings nearby. The team used what they call specialized forestry tactics and gear to surround the fire. Firefighters from Bala Torrance, Walker's Point, and Milford Bay all helped put that fire out. Took about 2 hours. The city of Barrie is giving local youth the chance to explore all the area has to offer and stay active while they're doing it. Starting on July 1st, the License to Ride program gives kids aged 12 to 17 free rides on Barrie Transit and access to some free rec programs. That includes the open gym, public skating and swimming, along with access to workout at fitness centers at Allendale, East Bayfield and Peggy Hill Team Community Centers.
We're trying to build future riders of transit as well as promote healthy lifestyles within our youth. If you start younger, then you tend to keep those habits. So the younger you start, the better. And that's why we offer this free program.
Anyone of age that's interested can fill out forms at the community centers or download them online. The program runs until Labor Day. Again, that's 12 to 17 years old. Isn't that fabulous? Still to come, if you have a late night fast food craving, well, today or tonight is the day to indulge. It's McHappy Day right across the country, which charities the money raised from our local McDonald's will support. Plus, it's a mystery 5 million years in the making. And tonight, the answer will be revealed, how the Simcoe County Museum is bringing ancient civilization back to life. You're watching CTV News Barrie. Presented by Paul Sadlin Motors.
Music, it's a small community, so when something's really good, we all want to be part of it.
We have an amazing music scene here. Having people come together in community, listen to some amazing local artists, brings the downtown alive. It brings our city alive.
Troubadour Festival 2026 is going to be off the hook. Road Hammers, got the Watchmen, Bahamas, going to be great.
Thanks for staying with us. A night of mystery is about to unfold as the Simcoe County Museum hosts a prehistoric species reveal party.
The tusk has been here for 18 years now. It was found in May, actually, 2008, brought into the museum for identification and then donated after that. I think it's in pretty great shape. I mean, given the conservation work that was done on it, the conservator did an excellent job with the treatment.
This is fascinating. The tusk has been part of the museum's collection for quite some time. We just heard 18 years, but it was never clear what animal it belonged to. Well, thanks to scientific analysis, the team finally has some clarity.
The rapid drying of the tusk made it break apart a little bit. So it was sent away for conservation treatment. But the good thing is we have a little series of fragments of those tusks left, so we were able to send one of the fragments out to the University of Western Ontario, and the professors did their research there and their scientific analysis, and they've come up with a definitive answer whether it's mastodon or mammoth.
And the answer is going to be announced at the museum's reveal party tonight. It starts at 8 o'clock. If your McDonald's order took a little longer to get today, that's likely because thousands of volunteers were lending a hand for McHappy Day.
1, 2, 3, McHappy Day!
There we are at the Bayfield location in North End, Barrie. Luke Simard volunteered with me too. The mayor was there along with Barrie Fire and Police and many, many more. A portion of the proceeds from everything sold today goes to the Ronald McDonald House, and in our case, the neonatal unit at the Royal Victoria Regional Health Centre.
As you can see, it is a big day. We have 120 volunteers that are coming out to our restaurant today. It is our busiest day of the year, and you know, we just love having everyone come behind the counter and serving our customers.
All McDonald's locations across Canada participate in McHappy Day to support RMHC families and the charities that are chosen within local communities. We had a lot of fun, I will say. The drive-through moving a little more slowly than it usually does. I was chatting away. Well, this is a shower of unusual sorts, and it supports the many kittens and their mothers in our region this time of the year. Please meet Chica. Cuteness overload. She's one of 10 cats that arrived to the Georgian Triangle Humane Society pregnant, and the organization is asking the community to support by making a donation, purchasing supplies from the GTHS wish list, or learn more about becoming a foster volunteer. The kitten shower runs until May 10th, ending on Mother's Day. The team says it's a fitting reminder that because of community support, these cat moms are not alone. Now, our digital team, multimedia journalists, they expand on many of the stories that you see during the newscast, including the kitten shower. So if you'd like to read all about it and find a link to it all, ctvnews.ca/Barrie is where you should go. Plenty of events happening around the region this weekend. As always, Bounce 104 morning show host Martin Van Coy brings us the weekend event listings.
Hi. I'm Martin Van Coy for Bounce Radio, and these are your weekend events for Pure Country 106 and Bounce 104.1. Kicking things off this weekend is the CLH Foundation's Red Carpet Concert. It's happening Friday night at Kings Wharf Theatre in Penetanguishene. This year's show features Juno Award-winning artist William Prince, with proceeds supporting people with developmental disabilities across our community. Tickets include a pre-show reception and concert. You can learn more at clhfoundation.ca. From the stage to your community, this Saturday, Innisfil is hosting its annual Pitch In Day from 9 to 11 in the morning. Residents are invited to help clear up parks, trails, and shorelines. Then enjoy a free volunteer appreciation barbecue at Centennial Park. You can learn more at innisfil.ca/pitchin. Also this weekend on Saturday morning is the 46th annual Marsh Mash Canoe and Kayak Race in Bradford, West Gwillimbury. It's one of Ontario's longest-running paddling events, and it's welcoming canoeists, kayakers, and paddleboarders from across the province. Advance registration is required. You can learn more at marshmash.ca. And Sunday is all about Mother's Day. There are events all across our region, but one looking to help mothers and families in need is the Greenhaven Shelter Mother's Day March. It runs from 10 to 12:30 at Tuthope Park in Orillia. Greenhaven provides emergency shelter and crisis support for women and children fleeing violence. You can head over to greenhavenshelter.com for more information. Those are your weekend events for Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
Still to come here on CTV Barrie, he's one kick closer to mastering martial arts, and he's only 10 years old. We'll introduce you to our local karate kid, but first let's head outside Casey's and Bob's Garden.
On this day in 1982, it was a record 30 degrees, scorching in fact, and fittingly enough, Chariots of Fire by Vangelis was rocketing up the Billboard charts. Interesting, our weather watcher RT says, Eva says, I don't think so. Weather boy, tell me if it's going to be good catwalking weather this weekend. I'll have that answer too. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Hi, we're Martin and Steph.
From Bounce 104.1.
And this week on the show, we're giving away a lot of prizes. A fishing rod a day in May starts this week.
Also tickets to Monster Spectacular.
And don't forget about the Bounce boarding call, where you could win a $4,000 travel voucher and $1,000 spending money as well.
So make sure you're listening Monday to Friday from 5:30 to 10 for your chance to win.
Picture this. Brought to you by Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
I have an affinity for smush-faced dogs. I had a beautiful boxer for 12 years. Thank you, everyone, for sending in all of those silly face photos. Keep them coming. Picture this at ctv.ca. Case, looking at the CN Tower reminded me of how we were. You okay? You look a little chilly.
A bit.
Okay, this should warm you up. It reminded me of a shoot that I did at the CN Tower. You know that edge walk?
Oh, yes.
Have you done it? Could you do it?
I'd try it, sure. I've not done it.
I was terrified. My face went completely pale. We had to turn around and take me back. But not before I finished recording about how much fun it was, and you should come on down and try it out.
Ah, yes. The things you gotta do, eh? Yes, the things you gotta do. Things you gotta do to keep warm, too, when you're talking about the forecast. Incidentally, frost advisory this evening for York Region. Aha, frost advisory, May. Let's continue. There's some good news in the forecast. Sun's out. Take a look. Yeah, take a look at the temperature outside your door right now. About 7 degrees in Mount Forest, 7 in Alliston, 7 in Newmarket. Going down pretty chilly this evening. 7 in Gravenhurst, and call it 6 degrees right now in Parry Sound. This is a look at the Almanac today. 8 and 5. That's the high, that's the low. Long way from normal. 17 degrees, and as stated a little earlier, 30 in 1982. Wow. Minus 3.9 long time ago. 14 hours and 29 minutes of daylight. This is your forecast radar. There's the evening. Some cloud cover. There's tomorrow morning, and there's tomorrow night. What is that at the very end? Is that some shower activity? Let's break it down, take a look at some of the numbers, and here we go. Southern tip of Georgian Bay, Lake Simcoe. 1, 2, 4. Yes, those are the overnight lows. Increase in cloud cover is what we're looking at. And that's a bitter, chilly northwest wind, I might add, this evening. 9 and 10 tomorrow, into double digits, just barely. Sun and cloud mix pretty much throughout our entire region. The most sunshine, Penetanguishene, Midland, yeah, right around the bay. Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill, as stated. Frost advisory for York Region. We're looking at 0, -1, and 1 degree, partly cloudy skies. 30% chance of a passing shower, oh so slight. And then for tomorrow, 11 and 12, and mostly cloudy, and there is a slight chance of a passing shower late day. Slight chance. Up to Parry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Halliburton, 0 and 1 degree. Increase in cloud cover in the Parry Sound area, but everywhere else it looks like clear skies until you get up the Highlands. Slight chance of a shower this evening in Halliburton. 9 and 10 tomorrow for the highs. Sun and cloud, yes, sun and cloud, very nice. And incidentally, throughout our entire region tomorrow, we could be looking at another frost advisory, but enough about that. Let's talk about the Diamond and Diamond Lawyers 5-day extended forecast, and it looks like this, and here we go. 5-day extended forecast, Simcoe County. We're getting warmer, right? Yes, we are. Friday, looks like sun, cloud, fair skies, we call it. Slight chance of a shower. 11 degrees, 14. That's the warmest day of the week, actually. 14 degrees Saturday. It looks like slight chance of a shower, fair skies. And Sunday, cloudy and a 40% chance of some shower activity. 12 degrees both days, Monday as well, but clearing skies. 5-day extended forecast, York Region. Have a look. At this point, cloudy skies on Friday, 40% chance of showers, 12. 15 on Saturday, 30% chance of a passing shower, fair skies. And then lots of cloud cover and 40% chance of shower activity on the Sunday. 12 degrees on the Monday and a sun and cloud mix. Muskoka, Parry Sound, Haliburton, have a look, and it looks like at this point, fair skies on Friday and Saturday. Slight chance of passing shower, 11 and 14 degrees, and at this point, 11 degrees on the Sunday. That's a very special day, incidentally. 30% chance. I know what you're talking about. I hope you know what you're talking about. 30% chance of a passing shower, and on Monday, it looks like the skies start to clear. Also, slight chance of a passing shower. Enough about the cool temperatures. Let's warm you up with anniversary time. Yes, to be specific. This is Joe and Joan Karen. Happy 65th wedding anniversary. Joan grew up in Barrie and met Joe, who was originally from Scotland. They're high school sweethearts. Joan worked for the county of Simcoe. Joe worked for Barrie Welding. They love to travel. Love to watch TV, golf and cottage. They have one daughter, one granddaughter, and two great-granddaughters. Happy 65th. Well, they look great. Wedding anniversary. Joe and Joan Karen, isn't that fantastic?
That is just a beautiful photo, but happy anniversary, 65 years. And I love that they added, Case, a marriage is something that you have to work on. It's all about that partnership. Nice to see. Let's talk wrestling. Okay. Young wrestlers hit the mats today. That was at the Sunshine City. More than 200 athletes from a dozen schools from around the region took part at the Simcoe County Elementary School Wrestling Championship at Rotary Place. The tournament has been running for more than 30 years and is an opportunity for anyone to take part, as wrestlers didn't have to qualify.
Maybe they didn't make the basketball team, they don't like running, they don't do volleyball, but this is a sport that you can do no matter how tall you are, how short you are, how big you are, how small you are, male, female, it doesn't matter. You're welcome to come out.
It's something that everyone should try because it makes it really fun, and like you can just keep doing it and doing it.
It's been fun. I really like wrestling, and it's nice you get to meet new people, make new friends. It's just fun coming, get out of school for a bit.
The truth comes out. Gold, silver, and bronze medals were handed out in each division. Staying on the mats, a 10-year-old local martial arts rising star is celebrating after a successful tournament in Kitchener over the weekend. Meet Andrew Madsen. He took part in the Karate Mania Open Martial Arts Championships on Saturday. Madsen, who trains at Maisie's Martial Arts Academy in Stayner, won a silver and 2 bronze medals in the 9 to 10 age group at the championship. He was up against 16 other competitors, and there's no rest for Andrew. He will be competing this coming weekend in Hamilton. Way to go, Andrew. Still to come, turning their fortunes around after a disastrous season, the Toronto Maple Leafs won the NHL lottery draft. A look at who they hope to select and how it will help the team. Plus, Tony Grace will join us. Why? I'll explain right after the break. Recapping our top stories, the wallet is feeling lighter these days after filling up at the pumps. If you're on the lookout for cheaper gas, analysts are saying to try and hold off until Thursday, as gas prices are expected to drop by 5 cents and another 8 cents on Friday. That's in the Barrie area. A teenage girl from Alliston accused of murdering her newborn daughter is on trial now, more than a year after being charged by police with first-degree murder. She is 17 and can't be named under the Youth Criminal Justice Act. She's accused of killing her child after giving birth in November of 2024. And the battle for Ontario Hockey League supremacy is about to begin. Looking for their first league championship since 2000, the Barrie Colts play Game 1 tonight in Kitchener. The series returns home on Sunday at the Sadlin Arena. Now, as I suggested, we wanted to have some fun once again with our sister station, but of course, this time we're taking on the team at CTV Kitchener. So I chatted with Tony Grace a little earlier today. Tony Grace, it is wonderful to be speaking with you, my friend.
Always good to chat with you, Sarah. Great to be back with you and your audience. Joining you this time from the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium, the Odd as we call it, because the Kitchener Rangers have home ice advantage in this series. But Sarah, you and I grew up in the same county. That's a fact of life. We grew up a couple of towns over from one another, so we know what a good rivalry is all about, and I'm all set for a wager on this one with you. So why don't you explain what the terms are?
I'm surprised you wanted to do this because we made the same wager with our friends at CTV Ottawa. We all now know how that turned out. And the losing team, they need to wear the opposing team's jersey. And just to throw it in, make it a little more fun, we're also going to a case of locally brewed beer will also be part of the deal.
Okay, well, I'm familiar with the Barrie Colts. I mean, I sat in your chair for almost a decade, so I feel like I'm being a little bit morally tested here as well. But I'm familiar with craft breweries in your area. I'm familiar with the Barrie Colts. I'm okay doing that as a good sport. And Sarah, you know what? Blue is one of the predominant colors of the Kitchener Rangers jersey. I know that blue is one of your best colors, and that Rangers jersey is going to look great on you while you are sipping a Forefathers Brewery Rangers lager. So there we go. The terms of the bet have been placed.
Tony, it just so happens that Barrie Colts have a blue jersey as well, and I think our viewers are going to love seeing you in a Colts jersey once again.
Well,
good luck.
We will see. We will see.
Always love to see Tony. Now, remember, you can catch tonight's game one and the entire OHL final on our brother station, TSN. The game will be played on TSN 3 tonight. That starts at 7 p.m. We are ticking closer. 10 years after their final show, the Tragically Hip are teaming up with an Ontario dairy for something sweet, and it helps out a good cause. Kawartha Dairy says it partnered with the band on a new ice cream flavor called the Tragically Chip. It's a mix of maple whiskey flavor ice cream with dark chocolate chunks and a cherry ripple. The company notes it was founded in Bob Cajun, which is also the name of one of the Hip's beloved songs. The Tragically Chip goes on sale in late June, with a portion of the sales going to the Breakfast Club of Canada. Turning to business news, Loblaw Companies Limited is boosting its quarterly dividend after a strong start to the year. The company behind Loblaw's and Shoppers Drug Mart says profits and revenue were up compared to the first quarter of 2025. The results were linked to better than expected performances by discount branded grocery stores and growth in prescription drug sales. This comes as Loblaw's deal to sell its PC financial business to EQ Bank cleared its final regulatory hurdle this week, following approval from the federal finance minister. EQ expects the deal to close this summer. Moving right into the markets, the TSX was up 414 points, the Dow was up 612, the Nasdaq was up 512 as well. In commodities, oil was down, closing at 95.08 a barrel. Gold was up, finishing at 4,694 an ounce, and our dollar was down, ending the day at 73.39 cents US. After a disappointing season, a glimmer of hope for the Maple Leafs. Last night, the team won the rights to the first overall pick at the draft lottery. The team now with the chance to draft top Canadian prospect Gavin McKenna at next month's draft in Buffalo. CTV Sean Leathong has more.
The number 12, the Toronto Maple Leafs have won the NHL draft lottery.
Winning the lottery for a whole city. The Toronto Maple Leafs will unexpectedly select first overall in the NHL entry draft, shocking the hockey world.
No! No!
Having finished fifth last overall, the team had just an 8.5% chance of winning.
I couldn't believe it. Like, with Toronto's luck, too, on top of that, just in utter disbelief.
Now they have the chance to draft top-ranked prospect Gavin McKenna.
So I woke up and walked over to Sport Check from my apartment just around the corner, and I got 72 printed right here on the back of this Leafs jersey, Gavin McKenna.
Leafs fan Ryan May runs Fan First Network, wasting no time having a Gavin McKenna Leafs jersey made to celebrate the lottery win.
It felt like it was magic in a bottle, and it was very, very special after a year of hurt for Leafs Nation.
After the lottery last night, New Leafs general manager John Chayka says this doesn't change the strategy, but...
Well, you need some luck, and we got it tonight.
McKenna is from the Yukon, having played last season for Penn State in the NCAA, while Swedish winger Ivar Stenberg is another possibility.
At the very least, the Toronto Maple Leafs have been given a lifeline, and that lifeline gives them viable options.
And some fans say the team should consider their options.
Gavin McKenna, maybe. Stenberg, maybe. I think maybe we pick up the big defenseman at number 1 and surprise everybody.
The last time the Leafs had the first overall pick was 2016, choosing Austin Matthews. And no player has scored more goals in the NHL since that day.
Wendell Clark, Saskatoon.
Before that, it was 1985 when the Leafs took a chance on a young winger named Wendell Clark.
Great. Very exciting.
Now a statue of Clark sits in Legends Row, And Ryan May says McKenna would be the right fit for this town.
I think he is going to look great in blue and white. Leafs fans are going to fall in love with him immediately.
Shatley Thong, CTV News.
Time now to talk Jays, the Toronto team. They were looking to avoid being swept by the Tampa Bay Rays as they wrapped up a 3-game series today.
Lined into the gap in right center field, and that's going to get all the way to the wall.
Tampa Bay opened the scoring with an RBI double in the 4th inning. The Rays would add another later in the frame. They would go on to shut out Toronto 3-0. The Jays now have lost 4 straight. They'll be back in action on Friday when they open a series with the LA Angels. Still to come, hockey fever hits La Belle Provence. A look at how fans are gearing up, not for just 1, but 2 playoff races. Details coming up on CTV Barrie. Time now to take a look at your Wednesday night primetime lineup. The Rookie is at 8 and 9 p.m., followed by Criminal Minds at 10 and CTV News Barrie at 11. Let's head to Montreal. It is being gripped by hockey fever. The Habs have moved on to the next round of the playoffs against the Buffalo Sabres, and the city's pro women's team is also shooting for the history books. CTV's Geneviève Beauchemin has more on the fan frenzy.
Montrealers have painted the town bleu, blanc, rouge for the Canadiens. Hockey fever on display on the streets, in stores and restaurants. At Renzo's, a popular sandwich shop in the city's Myland neighborhood, Buffalo Chicken has been ruled offside. Wiped off the menu as the Habs prepare for puck drop Wednesday against the Buffalo Sabres for second-round playoff action.
As the Canadian will do, we wanted to erase Buffalo.
Full slice, my friend. Habs fans say this is a particularly fun team to watch, with several young players on the roster and a popular coach, former NHL player Martin Saint-Louis, leading with heart and passion.
Good pressure in front by Montreal.
La Victoire's devoted fans, too, are proudly waving their flag as the team is also on a playoff run. Both teams extending the season, well, that's good for business in bars and restaurants. But most of all, say many Montrealers, it's good for the soul.
People are excited. They're excited to look at the game, to talk about the game, to organize their lives around the playoffs. It's great.
After all, hockey is a religion in this city, something even these fans from abroad noted.
Go up!
They're from Slovakia, here for a hockey tournament and to see one of their own, Canadiens player Gerard Slavkovsky, take to the ice.
Unbelievable that the hockey center is right in the middle of town.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, it's at the center of our hearts.
That's the church. That's the church of Montreal.
And on game day, there are Habs sweaters just about everywhere on the streets, in workplaces, and in schools. And when the game is on, it seems as though most of the city just stops to watch. Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News, Montreal.
Who are you cheering for on the Montreal Canadiens team? I can't even name a player, so if I'm putting you on the spot.
You gotta go Montreal. You gotta go Montreal. You have to. So many good people here. Our good buddy, we have a good friend on staff that's a huge Montreal Canadian fan. So we gotta go Montreal. Let's go Habs. Let's go Habs in. Should we go high? 5. Let's go Habs in 5. Oh, let's go to the Get Up and Go forecast too. We're not going to wait 5 for that. We're going to look at that right now. Get Up and Go looks like this at 7 o'clock in the morning. Looks like mainly cloudy skies in Gravenhurst and 2 degrees. Mainly cloudy skies in Newmarket and 2 degrees and 3 degrees and mainly sunny skies in Barrie. That's what we're looking at first thing tomorrow morning. Have yourself a wonderful evening. Go Colts, go Sarah.
Indeed, Casey Colby. Same to you. Go Colts. And of course, Jack will have an update. We'll bring you what we can at 11. I'm Sarah Freemark. Thanks so much for spending this hour with us. Good night.